Hi guys, welcome to our home base in the beautiful Sierra Nevada mountains in California. We've been based here for the last couple of weeks and we're about to head out on a 2-day bikepacking trip. So we thought we'd update you guys on our life while we pack for this adventure.
So for the past 2 months, we have been traveling slowly in the van while working. For those of you who don't know, we were traveling in Latin America from about September until February. And during that time, we were actually trying to work while traveling, and that didn't work out so well for us. One thing we learned from our travels in Latin America is that we really need periods of focused travel and then separate periods of focused work. Back in November 2021, we quit our full-time jobs, and so for the past year and a half or so, we've been trying to give ourselves a little bit more time to go on adventures and to travel and work on our businesses.
So our businesses are really vast and diverse, and we're trying to have like multiple income streams, but it's a combination of essentially project-based and contract work, along with building up our videography and photography business, Dream Pursuits Media. For those of you that don't know, we've done videos for nonprofits. We've also started to do videos and photography for outdoor and adventure brands. Our main goal with our businesses is really to be able to find a way to be able to have like long adventures on the road that you just really can't do when you're working regular full-time jobs. We worked regular full-time jobs for years, mine in public health, Alex in data work, and we just always have felt like having 3 weeks off a year is just not enough. So we're attempting to find a way to make our travel and adventure lifestyle sustainable. Still a verdict on whether that will be successful, but we're going for it.
I'm trying to keep the tire pressures a little bit low because I think we're going to be in some kind of sandy, gravelly terrain and we're going to need all the traction we can get. So far, I think this has been our favorite campsite. We have this beautiful view of the Sierras right here. I mean, we just open the door and this is what we see. It's not too hot over here. It's definitely tolerable in the van. And it's very isolated, very quiet. It's been an amazing campsite. Fortunately, this bikepacking trip that we're doing starts pretty much right here from the campsite. And we can just start at the van and end at the van because it's a loop. Okay, so around us right now, we have kind of this big disaster of all of our stuff that's out. So I'm gonna set up a time lapse while we put it all away, and hopefully it'll be a really satisfying time lapse. And go.
This would be a good drone shot.
We have this absolutely amazing view right here of the Sierras, and we were trying to set up a drone shot, but I think our drone is just dead. I don't know, I think we need a new drone. So unfortunately, we didn't get started until about 4:30 today. We didn't know we were leaving today. We thought we were going tomorrow, so we left pretty late. I think we'll still have plenty of time to get to camp. The loop that we're doing is the Owens Ramble. It's only 60 miles, so I don't think this will be too difficult. Also, since we're leaving so late, we should have some cooler weather. It's been hot today, but it is beautiful. I love the Sierras. Came and did a trip down here back in 2012, a long time ago, and we climbed Mount Whitney. That was a cool experience. That was tough. Highest peak in the continental US. It's been a good 4 years almost since we've done a peak like that. Last big peak we did was Mount Elbrus back in 2019. Hopefully this year we can do a couple of mountains. We got to get in shape though, and we do want to do some bike packing as well.
So I don't know if you can tell on this camera, but there's quite deep sand we keep going through, pockets of. Whew. Both walking our bikes now up this hill. So thick. Who wants to go first?
All right, so we came across this really flooded waterway. This has been a really heavy snowfall year here in California. The road way up there, pretty much right at the start of this, actually says road closed and had some cones there and everything. So maybe we weren't supposed to do this, but I even took my shoes off because this is deep. I mean, it's probably at least mid-calf deep. So just gonna cross it barefoot. This is freezing too. This is like pure sand right here. Go over there, show how sandy it is. Definitely sinking in inches.
Yeah, we've never really biked in sand. I know there's some popular bikepacking trips where you do that, but the most experience that we had was like those 20 miles of the GDMBR in the Idaho section, I think.
It was miserable.
It was so bad. But it looks like it's downhill here at least, so. Woo-hoo. So far, so good though. Sun's definitely going down those mountains though. Whew, a bug just went in my mouth. There was definitely some slipping and sliding. I don't think we were able to capture on camera, but
I was fishtailing so much.
It was like skiing, but on bikes, you know, in sand.
Yeah, it was great. Woo. Oh my goodness. Sand pit.
Trying to capture me having just totally biffed it, but yeah.
At least the sand is nice and soft.
Yeah, soft cushion to land on.
Next, we stumbled upon something that we did not expect. The memorial site for an internment camp where the US government detained Japanese Americans and Japanese immigrants during World War II. It almost seems impossible that such a horrific thing could happen in such a beautiful place.
right, so we found our campsite for the night. We did not go as many miles as we wanted to, but yeah. But because it's early season, it's April, the sun doesn't stay out that late, so it's already getting dark. Like, if this was the summer, we probably would have biked for another hour and a half or two, but can't do that, so we got to set up camp. And we actually have this amazing view of the Sierras right behind us. The sun setting, it's pink, it's just gorgeous.
We haven't seen a single soul for those 15 miles. No one.
Not a single person. All right, cue the tent setup time lapse.
All right, guys, well, that got dark really quick, so we have just kind of been rushing, getting things together, filtering all the water, that sort of thing. But we'll see you guys in the morning, and somehow we're gonna have to do 45 miles tomorrow, and we aren't at all in any biking shape, so hopefully this goes okay. Good morning, everybody, to our beautiful campsite in the Sierra Nevadas. We are feeling a little sluggish this morning. We ran out of fuel last night while making dinner, so I was trying to use up some of our old canisters, and apparently I grabbed one that was virtually gone, so we can't cook a warm breakfast. Our nearest town, though, is only 12 miles away, so we might kind of go stop and eat somewhere over there.
Yeah.
Today's gonna be a big day, guys. 45 miles. We have not biked anywhere close to that since the Great Divide. Nowhere close.
So like 8 months ago,
I think. Yep, so wish us luck today. Bye, beautiful campsite. All right, guys, so we are Alabama Hills bound. That's our next stop. The site of many movies and stuff, so it should be fun to explore.
Oh my goodness.
Sure you don't need my help? Slow going so far. So it's like 9:30 and it is already so hot right now. We just met our first cyclist of the trip and they said that they're turning back because of the heat today. I'm a little worried because we still have 40 miles of this and it is extremely hot already.
All right, so we finally made it to the Alabama Hills. It is a really beautiful area. You've got these like crazy looking rock formations on one side and then the Sierras, the snow-capped Sierras on the other. And there's actually a couple of movies, well, tons of movies filmed here, but two off the top of my head. One is the scene in Iron Man, the very first one where he's in Afghanistan. They're testing the missile. That's actually here, not Afghanistan. And then some scenes in the movie Tremors, the very first one, were also filmed here. I'm hoping I can spot that area when we pass by it. Over here, right about there, is Mount Whitney. It's always hard to tell because there's so many peaks here and they all look really tall. But that is the highest peak in the continental US. Behind me is known as the face of the Alabama Hills.
It's a unique thing.
Yeah. Maybe it's like, my first thought when we came here back in 2012 was like, since they filmed Tremors here, maybe this is like, they're trying to do like a little tremor face, but it doesn't really look like the monster in that movie, so. I don't know. It's just bizarre.
This one has pretty eyelashes, so unless the monster had nice, pretty blue eyes.
Maybe just characterization of it. Been eating like very clean over the past couple of months, so this tastes extra good, probably because it uses a lot more oil than what we're used to. All right, after a nice kind of breakfast brunch, we are now back on the road. And we still have about 25 to 30 miles ahead of us, but I think this first portion of it's going to be pretty flat, and then we'll have a really steep, really long 4-mile ascent back to our van. So, but it's beautiful out here. It's actually a little cooler down here at the bottom of the valley, which is nice.
A few moments later.
What's wrong with your tire?
It is wobbling. It is like seriously wobbling. It's like,
dang.
I wonder if I damaged the wheel. It's looking really bad. Just trying to see if this is what I need.
All right, guys, so we're in this predicament because Alex's bike we aren't able to fix it because we don't have like a spoke tightener. Is that what it's called?
Spoke wrench.
We don't have a spoke wrench with us. And so we're trying to figure out what to do. We can take the highway back, which would save us about 5 miles and obviously avoiding gravel, sandy road, which could be rougher on his bike. Or we could bike back to Lone Pine and see if a bike shop could take him in.
There's no bike shop.
There's no bike shop. Alex just looked it up. None in Independence either.
Independence is 20 miles away.
20 miles away. Dang it. All right, guys. Well, I think we're stuck with...
biking back and possibly damaging the wheel. So we decided that I probably shouldn't ride my bike so I don't damage it. So I've ordered an Uber. I don't know if they will go all the way there. Like, it still hasn't actually confirmed the ride yet, but because we're kind of way off the main road, but I guess we'll see.
So, honey,
I think we have to hitchhike, which I hate doing.
we've done it a few times. He hates it every time.
Yeah.
Alex is too scared to do it. Is your thumb up? Oh, it is. Okay. You want me to stand with you?
That's fine.
We just realized that there's a shuttle service, so we've called that, and they're going to come in half an hour. So, yay! Not exactly how we planned for our biking trip adventure to end, but honestly, at this point in our travels and outdoor adventures, I go with the flow. You can't control everything. That's the reality of these types of things.
Well, I managed to make it back to the van. It was actually very easy. There was just like one small taxi company in Independence that I called. He came, picked me up, dropped me off. It was only 30 bucks. So at least we're out of that mess, or at least I am. I just gotta go pick up Liz now. I guess we gotta be more prepared next time. So I finally made it back to Liz. Actually wasn't that big of a pain to do this, but I wanted to show you guys this, what's going on with this bike tire. And you might actually have to come from this angle. Watch what happens when it spins.
Ooh, wobbles. Jiggle, 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 jiggle.
Quite a wobble right there. And it's like in one spot. So, and if I knew how to fix it, like I know I have to do something with tightening and loosening some of the spokes. In theory, I know how to do it, but I've never done it before. And I also don't have a spoke wrench, so not much I can do. So that's it for this video. We will see you in the next video.